Yank them out
done.
and sneeze.
No, all at one time, they get waxed.
Well, Jim, Peggy, it's good to have you back here.
I
So,
guess it's good to be back.
So last time we talked, I think you guys were having some money issues.
Right.
Well, how are things going now?
Actually, better,
Better?
yeah.
A little.
A little better? Okay.
He still has everything in his name, but
Yeah, but
Okay.
you still have a part-time job, and if you wanna get something from that, then that's your prerogative.
Now, I thought last time we talked that you weren't working right now.
No,
I had a part-time job.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I had quit my job at Walmart because of an aggressive employee.
Okay,
and I didn't know that, and I was sorry about that.
okay.
But I'm now working at the
I think it was
liquor store.
Liquor store,
Yeah.
okay, all right. So, you're feeling like those have been a little bit resolved as far as,
I'm still working, and,
I know you had made the comment last time that this kind of started to blow to a head about 10 months ago.
Yeah.
What happened 10 months ago that made it kind of come to the forefront?
that's when I found out he had put everything in his name, really.
Okay,
Well, it was in name originally, I just never put her name in. Now, the checking account was, but she signed the paper saying she'd have to set up her own account.
okay.
Unknowingly.
Well, you signed the paper, so.
So do you feel like you've been talking about this more, or is it just the way it is? I mean,
Again, I don't, because I don't like the confrontations.
Yeah, well, really, I'm not so upset. I mean, we're able to pay bills, and I worry about that, I always have. And, not so much now. That's been alleviated, and I'm happier about that.
Well, that's good, that's good. Now, refresh my memory, how was it that you guys met?
Well, I went for a meal there at the ABC there, and I was eating a hamburger and a Diet Coke. And she was sitting up at the bar and, I don't know, having
Glass of wine, probably.
glass of wine probably. And there was a TV there, and I was looking up there at the ball game, and then I just heard, she was kinda in the bathroom, I thought, whew, she's pretty good here, I lost my wife a while back, and now fella gets lonely. And so one thing led to another, and we sat and talked, and before it was over, we were laughing and having a good time. And that was it, I mean, that's how it started.
And Peggy, how about for you? I mean,
It was okay. I mean, I was able to make my own decisions then, so
Yeah,
it was nice.
yeah, you're living with a friend and sharing the bills and everything. Yeah, but then we had a date or two, I had fun, it was.
It was nice.
Hadn't dated in, I can't remember.
You could tell. Most people forget.
How to?
Yeah.
Now, you made the comment that you can make your own decisions now, then. So are you feeling like that got?
I was an adult. I could make my own decisions. It wasn't, I had this much money I could spend and then everything else, That's really the rub all the way around, is that if for some reason we split up, if a judge did not make decisions, how things would be divided and everything, I would walk out with what I walked in with and nothing else. He would have everything because of name on things. Hopefully the judge, being 2022, would, but, yeah, that really is on my end, the rub of it.
So do you feel like you're not in control now?
Oh, no, not at all. Like he said, everything is just as it was. He's able to pay the bills. I can spend my money that I make at the liquor store, which many times has gone to the grocery store, because I do the grocery shopping with his allotment that he gives me, and you know, with groceries right now.
Yeah.
It is, my check, used to, it would, a bunch of things I would pick up that he ate and he enjoyed eating or whatever, but that I would make, that his allotment did not allow me to get that. I went ahead and used my money. I didn't say anything, I just did it, you know, and so now with, now I'm having to pretty well 3/4 of what I make, which isn't a lot anyway, that goes to groceries, because they're so high, everything is. And unless you go, you don't know it.
Now, were you aware of that more of her check is going towards groceries? Were you
No, I just thought the groceries came in and, well, she doesn't talk to me much really.
It just, again, if I don't say anything, then there's not gonna be an argument about it. I just do it and go on.
Well, the arguments kind of originated when the pile of money that was there, remember the Amazon in the room? Yeah.
But have you seen anything come in from Amazon lately?
No, that's a great thing. So we have more for food or bills. I mean, that's kind of was my fear, and that's kind of been alleviated.
But I'm not getting any more allotment, like what you give me for food is the same as it was a month ago, as it was 2 months ago. I'm fulfilling the increase of groceries.
Well, we could just increase the food thing there, and your money then, don't spend any of your money on food, just that's
But
your
I
money.
didn't want a lecture.
Oh,
I
well.
didn't want a lecture or a questionnaire to have to fill out, or being drilled on, well, what are you buying?
Yeah.
I don't know of anything that I'm buying that is excess in the food bill. You know, it's just, we're eating the same thing we've always eaten. It's just costing more to eat it.
and you said you feel like you don't want to say anything because of confrontation?
I just don't want to get into it. And I know that I need to tell him those things.
Yeah.
However, as you can see, it's just easier just to go ahead. And whenever we can't buy, when it keeps increasing and my whole check has gone to it and there's not, then we'll have to address it. But
And how do you feel about your check going?
I have no problem with that. I really do not have a problem with it. I never did. It was just, if I would buy the Amazon, which I told you that was, I admitted the last time I did do. But most of them were for presents and things like that, most of it, except a few I did. Bought some for him, and but I just have, I don't remember since the last time we were here, I don't think I've even gotten anything. If I have, it's been one thing, but I don't remember that. I made a conscious effort to stop. Plus, my money was having to go to other things.
So are you seeing the change as well, or?
Well, yeah, here's what I could get off my lazy self and just do the grocery shopping there. Then I'd just go buy the groceries and then whatever.
But you'd need to do the cooking then too.
Well, I kind of do.
No, you grill.
Yeah.
You do the grilling.
Yeah.
I do inside.
Yeah. Except that time.
Because I tend to burn everything on the grill.
Yeah, that pan of water. She's gonna boil eggs and then
Well,
you got
it's amazing you've had to do exercises a lot because you lose some weight, obviously.
the boiled water got down.
Water didn't make it. You
It was
gained weight.
almost the pan almost.
I think
Bubble.
we've already discussed that. She already knows that damage.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of funny, really. Yeah, if you think about it.
So what kinds of things, Peggy, do you do outside of that?
cold
Ah.
answer. No, I'm sorry.
I love to do crafts with at my girlfriend's house. She has a room that's set up for that. She has a Cricut and things like that, and she's taught me how to use it. It's an expensive machine, so I don't have one. But I like walking by myself. I like it's a steam off, and relax. And I love nature, so I do that. I go to church and I sing in the choir, and I've thought about trying out for the theater here, but I haven't done that yet, so I will.
And Jim, how about you? What kinds of things do you enjoy doing?
Fishing,
Fishing?
walking. I don't like to hunt so much. I did as a kid a little bit, but I don't really want to shoot anything. I'll catch fish and eat it. I mean, the Lord, he kind of hung around fishermen.
He's a good fisherman.
So, anyway, walking, I like to walk after a golf ball.
Mm-hmm.
And theater stuff too. I've been in a couple of plays.
Mhm.
Yeah, bad, but anyway, we could do that together, couldn't we?
I was gonna ask what kinds of things you enjoy doing together then.
Yeah.
What types of things?
To be quite honest, not a lot.
Not a lot.
No. At the beginning, we would go for walks. We would go to the lake, have a picnic. He'd go with me to the grocery shopping sometime, just to have company. We would cook together, I mean, he would bring it in from the grill, but he would sit and we would talk and stuff. Now it's just sort of we're almost roommates.
So when did that change? When did you see that dynamic change?
Maybe the pink sheets.
Yeah, it all, mine started, I literally pulled away when I became the daughter rather than the wife. I couldn't do it.
What made you to feel that? What did you?
When he was
what made
taking
you feel?
control of everything, and everything, and when you find out, again, like, it's bringing the same thing up again, beating a dead horse, as my grandmother would say. Whenever we're not sharing in the assets of the marriage, then, I'm a sibling, I'm a child rather than a mate. Just don't agree with it. And that I will never agree with, never. We're not in 1940 or 1950, we're in 2020, 32. And women do share in that. And to be quite honest, if something would happen, we do get a divorce, the court would see that. And I don't think he realizes that. The judge, I really do think, especially, I don't think he's gonna ask him to come up with all the bills from Amazon that I did buy. I guess I'll have to pull up his golf bills and things like that too, if that would happen. But, I keep the house. It's not wonderful. I hate housekeeping. I hate ironing. I don't mind washing, doing the laundry, but that, most housewives, there's something they just absolutely hate to do. And you can only fix chickens so many ways, and now you can't afford chickens, so now we gotta move to something else, so, yeah. That's why I like for him to grill, because he takes care of that. But I have to come up with what meat we are eating, Yeah, that's never gonna change, until that is resolved.
Jim, how do you feel, do you hear what she's saying as far as resolving that?
Well, like I say, I could just do the grocery shop. Give me a reason to get out, golf season's about over. Oh, and then the country club thing, it's a family membership. She just chooses not to go. They have a swimming pool out there and a lake we could fish. We did fish early on out there.
Snoopy.
Had a little picnic out there. Well, I don't go in the bar or anything. I just play golf and I'll fish a little bit out there, you know, if I, but it's the golf and the exercise and the nature, you know. On a typical round, you look across the field and there's half a dozen deer running across there, or hawks, or, you know, it's just, I love that.
Do you golf with other people?
Well, during the pandemic, no.
Really?
No, well, I had a friend, but he moved up north. And then there's some other friends that they'll say, hey, we'll play. So, but most of the time I just did 2.5 hours and 18 holes, and I'm back home, you know. But, and I ask, you want to go? No. Do I look like
Fish.
Annette Palmer?
I don't fish, I don't golf,
But,
and the
you
people
could
are
ride-
snooty,
You
and
could
I
ride
could,
with me. You could ride.
I could do that, yes.
Yeah.
But the nature thing to me, when you're on a cart, you sort of canceled out nature, and I want to get out in the woods, and you know, I tend to be that.
The course winds through. There's sometimes like I'm by myself and you know, nobody behind or in front, and I'll stare at things, and then I'll thank the Lord for being out there. I mean, it's like a nature-made church out there for me. I get that peace out there. You know, animals coming by. It's a beautiful covered bridge. You know, it's just a stream going through. I don't know. I love it. It's more not so much the scores. It is getting out there. You know, and I'd like to, you know, share that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll go.
How does your work schedule work as far as you being home going to?
I'm home most. I mean, I don't work. I only work. I think it's 25 hours a week. It's very part time. It's not a lot. And so and again, I go maybe to a movie with a friend, and I go over with her to another friend that does the craft things, and then of course choir practice at church, and things like that. I'm not gone. And then when I do go shopping, yeah. I'm here most of the time. Yeah. We're here, but we're not here together, you know.
You
I
feel-
have a question. I don't think I've ever asked him. May I ask him a question?
Absolutely.
Was your first wife's name on the house that you all shared? Or on other assets too?
Yeah.
Oh,
think
okay.
so.
I never asked that.
Yeah, but it was paid off, and then she passed. So then it was just.
But it was still on there. But
Well, after she passed, then it was just everything that had my name on there. So.
But the question was it
Yeah,
on there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, when we first got married, yeah. it
Okay.
was-
That speaks volumes right there.
So I can see that it bothers you that you're feeling like it's not a partnership.
Oh, no, definitely not. It is a partnership as far as family things. We do go together to family things, have people over. We're real good at hiding this. You know, most people, I think, know how to do that. But that's when it really comes down. And I do think if something would happen that I needed help, you know, not in like an illness or things like that, I have no question he would be there. But it's this everyday life of that we're in this together, you know. it's not.
So you're feeling, like you said, more like it's roommates.
Mm-hmm.
Can you think of a way that could, what could do to resolve that, to make you feel more like a partner?
My name put on everything. Completely.
Jim, what are your thoughts?
Well, I hadn't thought about that. I don't have to think about that, I don't know.
Cause again, both cars, his name. And I never even, I didn't.
Well, you
that
came
was-
into it with your car, you
No,
had
we
a car.
traded that car, remember? We traded that car about a year after we got married because it was having so many problems. And then we went and got that one, and it was a used car. And it was fine for me to go back and forth to Walmart at that time working.
But your name's on that, I know it.
I don't think so, but
I
I
could
could
go
be
check,
wrong.
but I'm pretty sure your name's on there.
Well,
It
that
has
would be one
Yeah,
thing,
I'm
if it is.
pretty sure.
I don't think it is, but.
Yeah.
So I would walk out with my suitcase and with that car. Yeah, okay.
You could load her up and,
My suitcase wouldn't fill the car up, but that's all right.
visit, where's your son, in Louisiana, was he down south?
Alabama.
Down there. Well, that's one thing she's got her own car.
Your own car. Yeah, I can see that still is definitely a contention.
It will always be. That is a big dividing line. It is, not a dividing, it's a wall. It is, I feel like I'm part of this. Good or bad, I'm part of it.
Not so good. That's why we're here.
Right. So you said you wanted to think about this a little bit, as far as putting Peggy's name on some things. So why don't we come back to this next time we meet, and we'll see if we come to any kind of resolution.
Okay.
Because I do feel like I've done the Amazon thing. I have made that big step there.
Okay,
Yeah, that's a point.
okay.